All right, fellas, we back. I'm back. I'm back. Oh man, I hope everything. Let me see. All right, I'm back, and we back out here. I'm sorry, y'all. I got Roddy now, man. So I'm hoping, waiting for him to try to join, man. So just be patient with us. You should be joining here soon. Well, while we waiting for Roddy, man, I'm basically just gonna give a little introduction for him, man. He's like, I've known Makai, man, since he was a kid, man. I've been in the gym with him, seen his work, seen the discipline and the guidance from his dad. I watched him rise from a young man to a great high school player that he is today. Um, so I just want to basically just let him talk about some of his things that he's been going through, his rise, things that it's taken for him to get to where he's getting. Him and his dad's relationship, how they came together and how their bond has, created him basically into this great player that he is. And just let y'all get to know him a little bit and get to let him talk about his situation. I don't know if y'all know what happened last year in the playoffs. We're gonna go over that a little bit. So hopefully, man, they can get in here soon. Um, just waiting for them. And once they get in, we can get started. All right, let's see. Let's see. I sent the link to him. Yeah, just give us a little moment to see what happened. Okay, we got somebody back out there. What's going on? Yeah, we waiting for Roddy, man. I sent him the link. I don't know. I thought I had him ready, so I think we can get it going. As soon as he click in, we gonna be all right. Okay, I got you. All right. Who's that? Who's that on the check-in? Let me know who you is. Let me know who that is. And say what's up. That's it. I just want to know. See who out there. Okay, we got a couple more out there. All right. Yeah, give me a little second, man. Roddy, I think he trying to figure out how to get on here, man. As soon as we can get him locked in, man, we gonna be on. We gonna be ready to go. Yeah, okay. All right. Let me see. I'm gonna try to see if I can see if I can get Roddy, see what's going on with him. Yeah, I don't want none of that. Got me looking crazy. Yeah, just bear with us for a little bit, man. A little bit longer, man. I'm hoping he gonna get on here, man. He should be on here soon. I sent them. Okay, here we go. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Should be locked in. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There he is. There we go. All we gotta do is get the we lost him. We getting there. We getting there, y'all. We getting there. We gonna get there. We almost there. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, there
There
we
we go.
go.
All
There we
right.
go. Yeah, we here,
Right on.
y'all. We made it. What's
Right
up?
on.
What's up? What's up,
What's up?
Hey,
man? All
I'm
right,
doing good.
man.
How you doing?
All
hey,
right, all right.
blessings to everybody tapping in, man. Blessings to the game.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, man. I've been telling you, man. Makai, what's up? How you doing?
What's up? I'm doing good. How you doing?
Oh man, appreciate you, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Thank you, man, for giving me y'all's
Salute.
time, man. Like I said, I've been telling, I done told everybody, man. I told Roddy, man, this RDB21, everybody who been on here, man, is pretty much my family. Like, so I appreciate y'all, man. From here on, we family now. Like, this is what we do. So, I appreciate y'all, man. I just wanted to, I really wanted you on here, Makai, man, because I I love the kids. I love y'all. I done seen you as a little man and seen you come up, man. I'm just so proud of you, man. Just to see how far you
Hey,
done came, man. So, I just wanted to just let you know, that's why I wanted you on here. Like, I got mad love for you. I just want you to know that it's people out here that you don't even know, man. That I'm pretty sure it's there people watching. You know how it is. Everybody, you people that you don't, but it's people out here, man. I love watching your game, man. So, well,
Thank
basically, I
you.
hey,
wanted.
now real quick, RB, are we okay? Are we in the? Can you see us clearly? Ask the chat.
Yeah,
Chat, can y'all see us clearly?
ain't nobody
Okay.
even came back on
Hey,
here.
well, that's all right. They gonna see the
Yeah,
they gonna see the
yeah,
playback, so it's all
yeah,
good, man.
yeah. That's
We
what I
just
said. Don't they'll jump back in there once they see
oh
me
yeah,
back on here. They'll
oh
get
yeah,
back in.
yep,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah. You good though? I can see you though, man. You good? We
Okay,
good.
all right,
I
cool.
know you a little bit out of the screen a little bit, but other than that, man,
But
you
that's
good.
good because it's about Makai right now. And your question's foreign for sure. It's
Nah, yeah,
about us.
but like I said, man, I wanted everybody to know, man, just really like you being his trainer, man, and just being able to bring him up and watch him grow, like how was that like brought y'all together, man, and made y'all's bond, what it is.
That's a good question, man. I think obviously, for those who don't know, I'm dad, I'm father, I'm trainer for my son Makai here, and um, just through the game of passion of me playing basketball growing up, coming out the class of '03, played my high school sports here at Independence High School, Columbus Independence, from 99 to '01. And just a love for the game growing up in the city in Schiller Leagues and Barnett Recs and Far East, Marion Franklin Rec Centers. And, my family comes from a sports background, a sports family. So I think just having that history of us already just kind of being born in it, man, because all my uncles played sports or did some track and field. My cousins, high level track athletes. My uncles, like I said, played basketball, football, through their high school careers. And then I have a sister, Makai's aunt, who played at the University of Kentucky after going and graduating from Independence High School in 2004. So just a love for the game that brought us together, man, and want to keep things going, and make a little history as we carry on the journey.
Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah. Kai, how what's your input on that, man? How you and your dad, man? Like, how's that been, man? Him training you, how you feel about y'all's relationship and what that means to you.
I would say me and my dad are very close, so it like makes everything seem easier. Like nobody knows my game better than him, so like he knows what I need to work on, what I can improve on, what I don't need to work on, and much stuff like that really is gonna like evolve and that's gonna revolve around just me. Like I don't think anybody knows it that better than him. So it just makes like him being my trainer and my dad easier at the same time. So like it's just easier.
Yeah, yeah, I got it. I got that's a lot of people don't say that though. I mean, that's why I always tell Roddy like, man, y'all like Voltron, man. Y'all perfect for each other, man. Everybody ain't like that, man. Like some kids don't listen to their parents, man. Like, so it's y'all's bond, man. It's special, man. I want y'all to just know that that's something that y'all got, man. Just it's gonna take y'all a long way, man. And just your dad, man, just how he give honor to God and just keep giving honor to God, man. It's gonna take you where you gotta go. But
I appreciate that, man, for sure.
yeah. But like I said, just when also, tell us about your background. Tell us about Brandon, man. Like this ain't your first go around, man. You've been doing this for a while, man. Like tell us
I
about Brandon and how this is you training elite athletes, man. Let us know about, how you like I said, what's your philosophy, man, and just like your philosophy on how you what you doing, man. How you getting these boys where they going, man?
um Pardon me. Yeah. So, I do have another older son named Brandon, who's a Division I college basketball player. And Brandon Roddy was able to take his talents and play for Harvest Prep and had a good, successful career. I mean, Brandon had a spectacular career all through, the different levels of elementary school, middle school, had some success too as well. And then playing for a state championship his sophomore year at Harvest Prep. So yeah, I know a little bit about it. Obviously, training him, all the way through till about high school years. But started off at the D League. Shout out to Lamont Tillman up at New Covenant. Had a phenomenal league. Your Barnett Recreation Centers, where a lot of great hoopers who are still doing it actually now in college. While time is fly. From the Javon Simmons at the University of Ohio University, excuse me. Dior Connors, who's ironically at OU too as well, coached both of those boys, starting off at the D League. But just yeah, just it's been a journey, man. Training Brandon, training Makai here was very, very challenging. Obviously, when you have sons, different levels and different age grades and different grades was definitely a challenge in itself. But we was over to overcome and the challenge of just getting them better, staying. And I always stress the importance of maintaining and staying on Progression Boulevard. I think that's the key to anything, especially dad trainers. Not being too um, microwaved, if that makes sense. RB, as far as wanting everything now. We live in a microwave society and today gratification society. But I understand it's the legendary Nipsey Hussle, may he rest in love. It's a marathon, and that's truly, truly it. And that's been my taking and adapting on some of his philosophies as far as it's not a sprint, it's a marathon for sure, for sure.
Yeah, hey man, I'm glad you said that, man. 'Cause, like that's why I tell you, right? Like that's why, man, your discipline, man. Like I don't think you understand. Like everybody, I was in your shoes, man. And I'll be telling you, like I wasn't as this. I'm not that man. It take discipline to do what you do, man. And you didn't. It shows, man. So that's why I be trying to tell you, like, man, this
And
this is
and
you,
I
man.
gotta give you some credit, man. I coached your boys too, in that D League too. Mo and Marlo, throughout that D League. I think that's how me and you end up crossing paths in the life
Yes,
journey and as well as the basketball journey. being an opportunity to coach those boys, but helping those boys in that era of time, to help pursue their journeys in basketball. So I definitely want to give you a shout out too, man, because you was a supportive father, as well as whatever I needed with coaching them in that time as well. So that's pardon me, a little bit of background on, our
Yeah,
familiarity.
yeah.
Hmm.
That's what I said. I told everybody we go way back, man. So I'll ask talk to Makai, like just talk about some your success that you've had. Your dad was telling me about your middle school. This is something I didn't know, how you were undefeated in middle school. Is that you was undefeated? Y'all didn't lose any games in middle school?
Yeah, my seventh grade season, we went 16-0, blew everything we pretty much played out.
Yeah, yeah. So like I
Back
said,
to
that's
back middle school championships, man. Makai was fortunate enough to win two. I think he's the only Reynoldsburg kid, along with one of his teammates, Peyton Hooper, who was able to accomplish some that many didn't accomplish in their middle school careers, which was winning back to back middle school championships. And he did it at two different respective schools, which was Wagner Middle School and Baldwin Middle School, as well as and my oldest son Brandon. He was able to get there seventh grade year, but he didn't get over that hump. Through his journey. But yeah, Makai, I think he might have lost two middle school games in his middle school career, and that was eighth grade year. They fouled him out of both games in the third quarter, but we was able to redeem ourselves in those playoffs to complete a eighth grade middle school championship out at Reynoldsburg.
Yeah. Makai, man. Also, Makai, you last year you played varsity as a freshman on a loaded team with Division 1 players that graduated with Division 1 players on the team right now. What was that experience like being a freshman coming in and being able how to learning to fit in with them, and just what did you learn from the older guys, and what was that experience like for you?
Uh, it was really like it wasn't like hard like adjusting to it because I already been training with my dad for so long, so I'm already like used to playing with older guys and like being around that level of competition. I did learn a lot from in so many other areas of the game, but like being a freshman on varsity last year at Reynoldsburg was like just something like where I had to be like, all right, what can I do now to make my team better? Because I knew that I wasn't gonna come in and have to score like 25 and 30 anymore. Because it's like, or you already got other guys that can do that. Just how it's going to be at the next level. So I'm thinking to myself, all right, now I have to do something that's going to impact the game in another way. So making the game just easier for me, I just was like, no, I got to do the dirty work and I got to do the hard stuff that the other guys aren't doing, so I could get my minutes and earn my time on the floor as a freshman.
Yeah. Oh man, great answer. I love that. That's I mean that's man. You like I told you, man. You a mature young man, man. Like most players, most kids don't understand stuff like that, man. So that, like I said, keep your head on that in that same path, man. Know your role. Like most people don't understand. Like you got to play a role. Even NBA players, they all have to play roles, man. And so it's good that you know that now. A lot of players don't really understand that. So that was like you just said, that was a learning experience for you. So that was something that you had to go through, and eventually here this year, the role was going to be a little bit different. So
Oh yeah,
I,
for
I
sure.
yeah. So I know I wanted to ask you about like you played on the Nike EYBL circuit, and I had tapped in on one of your lives one time. I seen you was in your rooms. I want to say when you was in St. Louis. I seen you had went live. I just jumped in for a little quick second, and I ain't say nothing. I just looked. I said, okay, he out here. He out in St. Louis. He by himself out here trying to get it in. So talk about like the EYBL circuit and being on that circuit. What is that circuit like? Being around, like, there's NBA players that are coaches, their kids are playing in that circuit. Can you name like some of the top players that you played against in that circuit, and just let us know what it's like being on that Nike circuit?
Well,
to 8th grade, middle school, 7th grade.
to 7th grade. Like,
Yeah, when you made hoops, started with made hoops and all.
so first I started off at just made hoops. This is back because like it wasn't really like a junior EYBL before that. That got to like 8th grade year.
Mhm.
But like me and my dad, we went to Memphis, Texas, back to Memphis and
Florida.
Florida
Mhm.
during for my 7th grade year. I didn't get to meet a lot of like NBA players, but I got to like play against a lot of NBA players, like kids and stuff. I got to play against like top competition like Madden Hill, Eric Dampier Jr., like all of these guys that are at the top in my class, and it wasn't like hard. It's just like go out there and just hoop. To be honest, like no matter what, at the same day we all human beings. It's just like you got to guard me, I got to guard you too. Like you just can't run away from the smoke when it's there. At
Okay,
eighth
that's
grade year, I got to play with Team Hero on the junior EYBL circuit.
Well, you won middle school, 7th grade middle
Well,
school.
I did end up winning the May Hoops 7th grade
Spring
championship
Mhm.
too. And that was a pretty nice experience too, because like not a lot of kids get to do that, and like especially with the team that I had playing with Akron Infantry, we wasn't the best, but we played hard and we end up winning.
Play
yeah.
hard, 6 deep. Shout out to our Northeast Ohio boys, Akron Infantry, Coach Lowe and the boys. Ace, and what's up, baby? Gio, what's happening, Wooly?
Okay, okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
8th grade. We can move into 8th grade year with.
But 8th grade, I started playing with Team Hero, and we had our first tournament in Chicago. Me and my dad, we was talking about it for like a week straight because like we knew I was gonna go down there and make some change. You feel me? Because they was already like not saying like they were already a loser team before I came on, but like now I gotta come in and change the impact of the whole game, and that's what I did. I got to play against CP3's team. They had like one of the top big men on like in the country on their team and stuff, and he was pretty tall.
Evan Gia
Yeah, then I got to play against Heaven Chia. He's a top point guard in the class
in
too.
the country.
I had, I think, like 35 when we played them. Like that whole Chicago week, I didn't have nothing less than 25. And I also ended up playing against little freshman Jordan McDaniels at this was in Michigan.
Yeah.
And it's actually a video on YouTube of us
I,
going
I, I
at it.
seen I seen it on YouTube.
Yeah. And that was a
That
nice
was a fun game.
that was a nice game too. They even though they got the best of us,
Yeah.
but still play hard, still wanted it, but we just didn't get it.
Yeah.
And moving to 9th grade year, playing with AllOhio Red on the Nike WebL circuit, it was like I knew that I was gonna have to come in and like not necessarily say carry those guys, but like get these guys in line to like now are because this is probably the hardest competition that we're about to play against, especially with the team that we had. We had Jordan. What's Jordan's last name? Jordan. I think it's Jordan Jackson
Yeah.
from Kentucky. He was a nice big man. He was a great asset to us when we was playing in March
I,
and
I
March and
think
April.
yeah, I remember when y'all got. I remember, yeah. It's he's from Kentucky, right? I remember when I seen some videos of him. Like, yeah, he was pretty good. Where is he
Yeah.
at right now?
He's at the school in since
He's still in Kentucky. They went back. They was going to a school in Cincinnati, but I think his dad ended up staying in Kentucky, staying home in Kentucky. But yeah, big fella, can dunk everything. I mean, great
Yeah.
athlete. A great asset to us. We were kind of crushed once he him and his family decided to take their talents to Team Loaded over there on the Adidas circuit, which is no harm, no foul. I think it was, but we definitely took that blow. That was a big blow for us, bruh. And but yeah, man, we had to do other things like Makai mentioned.
like having to be more of a leader like once he was gone because I knew like we weren't really a tall team, so like we would have to like do tall team things like box out more, go for more rebounds and stuff because we already knew we wasn't gonna get it with just running dang near 6 point guards. And our first tournament was in like our first Nike EYBL tournament was in Memphis. That tournament I was doing great. I was doing everything good, everything well. I was in I was the most efficient. I think my what was my PR rating?
It was in the high hundreds after it was all said and done. I think he
Yeah.
only played eight. I think
I
he
only
only played
played
8 games.
8 games, and
Yeah,
I
yeah,
finished off a second leading scorer after everybody else that was with me
twelve games.
played 12 games, and I only played 8.
Yeah, we led the team in rebounds, assists, steals. Led the team in rebounds, assists, steals throughout that big time circuit, man. The EYBL, which was a phenomenal experience. I think one of the proudest moments for me as a dad and as a trainer, when he was top 10, top 5 in offensive rebounds. And that was throughout the whole EYBL. I think he's still on the list right now. And I think sitting playing 8 games. Didn't play those extra 4 games just due to personal and life issues, life matters that kind of came up uncertainly. Wish we could have been with those guys to finish out the duration of the season. But it was just an overall phenomenal experience to see that Mehki was able to not only lead his team at the time in scoring, but rebounding, assists, steals, blocks. I mean that was all. If you ever known about the EYBL, it is all documented. Nike does a phenomenal job keeping up the stats, keeping up the player efficiency rating. I mean, steals, turnovers. It might be even. They keep the how many times a player might fart on the sideline. But they do a really good job, and I can kind of see why they're the best tournament in the league as far as Nike and AAU. I mean, it's not next to none. A great experience overall.
No better circuit.
I think a top tier circus that you definitely want to be a part of for any young athlete, any young parent, a dad might be interested or watching this live, watching the feedback. I mean, that's something that you want to test your sons or even daughter, because I think they're getting into the girls space too. You want to test their abilities, get to the circuits, man, the high level circuits around the countries, the Nikes, the Adidas. We haven't played with the Adidas circuit, but the Adidas, your Pumas, I think they're kind of catching a little bit of traction. So yeah, it's just about for us it's about competing and just testing our abilities amongst the best of the best in the class. And for Mehki to average about 17 points, 5, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, 1 block a game. I mean, that was just phenomenal, man, and definitely was like I said, a key contributor to his team. Um, and I think that you will see flashes of that carry over here to the season that we're just excited about coming up here in a few short weeks here in Reynoldsburg, Ohio.
Yeah. I was gonna ask about like this is what I want to be like the EYBL, the Nike and the Adidas and the Puma and the New Balance and like what I mean. Do you think there's a difference between any like what do you think is the difference between those circuits? Like I know you said Nike is the is the best one. I see Adidas is seeming like they're getting a. I know around here it seems like Adidas is pulling a lot of our guys onto that circuit. So what you think
Hey,
about how do you?
I just would say the logo. That's the difference between all of them. Just the logo.
Okay.
It's just
All
like
right.
end of the day, basketball is just basketball, no matter where you hoop at, as long as you hooping.
Okay.
yeah,
That's that.
yeah. Yep, I
Okay.
think I definitely agree. I'm in agreement, man. I think it's just the different brands. Obviously the top two, obviously we know in the United States is the Nike and the Adidas brands are kind of like neck neck and neck. I mean, some would argue that the Adidas brand is a little bit producing more Division One and NBA players. I think they did a poll where I think they had a lot of Nike, uh, excuse me, pardon me, a lot of Nike guys that played on the Nike circuit was able to produce a lot of Division One. Kill that. Division 1, um, you know, talent to take their talent. Some to fortunate enough to get to the NBA in the recent NBA drafts of the last 5 to 10 years. I mean, it's a long list of guys. So I think going back to your question, RB, is just um,
The logo.
just the brands,
Okay.
what, and not every athlete is going to be good and comfortable with the Nike or the Adidas. Some might want to take it to the Under Armour. Some might want to take it to the Puma. Some might want to go the independent route. I mean, it's just, I think, in choosing the process, you want to try to be realistic, and you want to really be um,
Doing what's best for like the
do what's
kid.
best for your player and your kid. In this particular situation, my son and your son, you have to, and like for me, when I was going through my son's AAU careers, and we'll go back to Brandon too as well. It was just always about testing their abilities, and I mean, and trusting your training. That's a big thing. If you're gonna train your son, be a dad trainer, to trust your training and trust your abilities, and hopefully your athlete can transition into him trusting his training and trusting his abilities to the best of his abilities. I think that's truly key, and having truly success in any of those um, circuits, that whatever you choose to play in. Like, again, I think with Brandon, he was able to play with. You mentioned, I think, on the live earlier, Darren Peterson, who's doing really extremely well at Kansas now. I mean, and had a phenomenal high school journey, had an incredible middle school career, as well as a impeccable grassroots career. I mean, I've seen his stage at every stage, because Brandon was fortunate enough to play with Darren from 6th grade to 10th grade here in Ohio under the Ohio Phenom uh, Academy at the time umbrella. So yeah, I think now his dad was able to do some rebranding and reconstruction. I think it's called now Phenom United, but at that time it was called Ohio Phenom Academy. It was abbreviated for OPA. That was really the major abbreviation then. But seeing those guys, I mean, dominate the cities, your favorite cities here in the state of Ohio, then to take over the state. I mean, they had some legendary battles, man. With, obviously, at the time we was with OPA, so obviously the biggest battle was, obviously, who he plays for now, was with the All Ohio brand, and I've seen some epic battles. We shout out to the kid Arness Lawson and a couple of those fellas, Trey Perry, down at Miami University. But those were some incredible matchups to watch through all the way to middle school and high school. Man, those were some incredible battles. So just this kind of comes full circle, Makai. Staying in Ohio, back, obviously spending some time with Team Hero, Tyler Hero's team, who's playing for the Miami Heat. But to play with all Ohio, it was Jerry Watson. Was really truly a phenomenal experience. Shout out to those guys,
Yeah. Hey man, man, Roddy is going. This is like going on this ride. Ain't the greatest ride, man? Like
man.
you get to see the best. You get to see them when they kids. Like that's what that's what I miss about it, man. I was like, I just being with your kids. When you a parent going, like, when I look back on it, I'm like, man, I watched Malachi when he was a little boy, man. Like I got to
Yeah,
see him. I got
who
to
did
see him.
Malachi play with? Malachi Brenham, right? He's in the NBA now, correct?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's did he play with all Ohio Red?
Nah, Malachi, actually, see, Malachi started off Malik, man. See, man,
I
I'm gonna
know. I
tell you, that's why.
remember Malachi in the D
Hey,
League up at New Covenant. He was he was one of those ones back in the day,
he was
and
just
I
like
kind of
everybody
seen him
else.
from.
He was just like all the other kids, like
Yep, yep,
trying to find their way.
yep.
He was playing with the hoopsters. He ended up playing with the hidden gems. Then
Yeah.
he ended up leaving and he started playing with, I don't know what the name of the team was, but I believe they were based out of Cleveland. And that was when he
Mhm.
eventually started. That's when he
The
eventually went.
transition to St. Mary, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah. I mean,
that was, I
okay,
think, how
okay.
he evolved to
Yeah,
go out there. So
yeah,
yeah, that,
yeah,
like I said,
yeah.
just man, it's just been it's fun watching this ride, man. But I wanted to ask you, man, about we were just talking about this about NIL and NIL's impact on high school sports. Um, I know you always be showing, you be always talking to, you always, you got your Fiji water. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, put it up there. Put it up there.
Blessings to
You
the
know
Fiji,
what I'm saying?
man.
Like,
Big
hey,
top. Yeah.
but
Hold
like
on.
NIL
Gotta
is
get a swig.
changing sports, man. Like, so I want you to like talk about like, like what you like, we done talked about this off air. So
Yeah.
let us know how, what's your feelings about NIL and how that's going to impact Makai and hit him going forward.
I mean, I think with the recent news here, we're in Ohio, and up to a couple of weeks ago, Ohio was really kind of like that old NCAA, where they, uh, just kind of doing things old school. And now I think with the recent news here, I think I've seen something in Columbus Dispatch, obviously a week or two ago, where Ohio has temporarily allowed the NIL, the high school athlete for NIL, which is I think it's incredible. I mean, I think it's amazing. I mean, these guys are these guys are putting a lot of time in, sacrifices. Their families are doing a lot of time and putting a lot of effort in and making a lot of sacrifices for those guys to just get off to a positive start in life, man. So, not every athlete in high school is going to be able to reap the benefits off the NIL. I think, you could kind of line up maybe 100 parents. I mean, everybody, all 100 of them would say, all of their 100 will say, hey, my kid is deserving of an NIL deal. Rightfully so. Goes back to what I said earlier as far as just being realistic. And, but you can't tell a parent how to feel, man. They do those sacrifices. It might be just some might be a little bit more advanced than others. Some might be a little bit more behind. It's not give or take. You're not a failure if you don't get an NIL deal in high school um, or younger. I mean, I've heard it's going back to age. I mean, now with some states, they're going, as early as 10, 11, so I mean, it's an exciting thing to kind of to hope for that, Makai will be able to benefit will one day to receive NIL deal, hopefully through his high school career, if God willing. Everything's in God's time and God's will. I think he's well deserving of it. If a brand like Fiji would love to, do some partnership deals with Makai, I think he'll represent the brand um, fluently and efficiently and correctly. I think so. It's an exciting time, man. It's an exciting time. Things are changing. I mean, these guys in colleges are now, 17, 18, 19 years old. I mean, you even talked about in your 21-year-old, 22-year-old able to help change his families and his lives for the next umpteenth years or however deemed fit he does with the process of receiving the benefits. Now it's going to be some loopholes. It's going to be some sharks in the water. I mean, with everything else, RB, but I think if you properly educate yourself, if you properly equip yourself to kind of get an outstanding understanding about what you're getting into, I think everything else will work itself out. Um, Love what the brother Jay Williams is doing. If you've been watching kind of his stuff that he's been posting on Instagram, with just giving out a lot of uncommon information that the average um, father, the average dad, the average family wasn't privy to. So I think it's a good thing. Just kind of like I said, equipping yourself with the right understanding, with the right information, with the right circle, with the right team. But I think it'll be a great opportunity. What do you think, Makai?
I think it will be extremely like just a blessing. Excuse me. I think it would be like extremely a blessing to like get an NIL deal because like that shows you like all the work you put in and like to see if you really one of them ones that really deserve and that really earned it, not just like have it straight given to you, like to see if you really earned it by you working and you putting in the work to get to that point where that you want to be at. So you can get that NIL deal. It's just not something like where you can just, oh, I'm gonna have that just because they're allowing it now. No, you really gotta like work for that. That's something you just can't be given. And back to like what my dad was saying, like every parent would say, "Oh yeah, my kid deserves one," but like, does your kid put in the work to deserve one? That's how it is.
Yeah, that's it for sure. That's it, man. What's as far as how's your school work? What's your grades like in school? How's your grades?
I finished off quarter one with a 3.6. Could have got
Okay.
that 4.0, but I'm gonna get it this quarter though. Don't worry.
Okay. All right. Yeah. As far as school wise and all that, like what's your plans with school with, basketball things you never know what could happen. So what's your plans as far as, what would you like to major in or like as far as school, what's your plans as far as that? What you think how you
So
want to advance your
when I go to
education?
when I go to college, I decided because like a lot of athletes want to like be like majored in sports medicine. Like I just don't want to do what every other athlete's doing because I'm not everybody else. I've always been special and different, special and peculiar. So I would want to like major in psychology just because of like how like what I'm learning because I'm taking psychology right now and the stuff that I'm learning, it just makes me wonder like, dang, well, there's so much I don't know about the human mind, the human body, and how it works. So I feel
Mm,
like if I go to college, I was to major in that just because like I just like that particular area, not just like because it's not always going to be about sports. Because the one day the ball gonna stop bouncing for everybody.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Psychology is a good one too. That can help you in basketball too. They tell you not to think the more you playing, but it is thinking. It's a lot of psychology to the game. So yeah, that's a good that would definitely help with your game, man. So yes, I seen that you was they showcased you on the flyer for the big flying at the hoops against
Oh,
Fire. So I was telling your dad about about prep schools and stuff. What's your thoughts about prep schools? What's do you think there's a difference between prep school and just going to high school? You think there's a difference between those two? You think that could benefit you, or what's your thoughts about prep school? Pops,
uh,
you go ahead, pops. You can answer, pops.
I think I think I've been hearing a lot of some mixed feelings, some mixed reviews on the prep route. I mean, I think there's benefits in respecting the game a lot. I think if you do it the right way, if you have the right machine behind you, I think you can get it in your local community, your local school. Some has opted to, um, I think jump the gun. It's worked for some athletes, but I think there is some situations that it hasn't worked for. So I think it's all about timing and right situation. Um, that I think will, you know, it's kind of the question is still out for that for our journey. If an opportunity comes, hey, maybe we'll talk about it or something like that. But I think we're just kind of focused on the moment now with Reynoldsburg and just helping them obviously get back to state and getting over the hump this year, which was a great experience last year. Reynoldsburg never had been to the state, never went to the district Final Four. I think this was their first conference outright championship in a long, long time. So I think it just feels good. I think the atmosphere, the community is excited about what the potential and the possibilities are. I think we have a good shot. We have a new team, but yet the same coaching staff, which I think will be beneficial because they are coming with experience of what they've been doing with this particular coaching staff the last few couple years to just kind of be on, like I said, progression boulevard every single year. I think we're excited about the possibilities of what the experience the coaching staff will have and will bring with what this new team will look like with losing. I think it was
Four,
four. It was four seniors,
three main players.
three main key players. There was another six man off the bench that it was a good defender last year. I think, like I said, going back to the coaching staff of what their experience will be with the new talent and the new with the senior class as well as Makai and the class that they're really excited about. I think it's just a good thing to kind of just lock in on at this in this present moment. I think prep school is a good opportunity for those who endeavor and desire to do that. Again, my biggest thing, RB, is if you can do it here in your local community and do it right. I think the benefits. I think everybody can eat at the table at the buffet. I think going back to uh, Brandon's eighth grade year, there was a few moves there was a couple kids in the Reynoldsburg district that in their middle school careers their families decided to go the prep school route. Um, Arguably that's up for debate to say, hey, if that did it work out for that particular player? Um, kind of came back here and is playing college basketball here in the hometown, which I believe this is just my personal opinion. I think it it could have, if it was going to come back to the hometown in the end. Obviously, nobody has a crystal ball, you can't see, but I just don't believe that family had to go anywhere if it was going to come back to the hometown in their college endeavor to play for the home team. I think if you did it right, which you had a lot of key pieces here. It was Reynoldsburg. We could have been competing for state championships. I mean, we had some very, 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 very skilled and talented kids coming through the pipeline. I know Makai has been a Reynoldsburg kid from the very beginning. He doesn't know any other district from grassroots, elementary school, middle school, and now high school. I think Brandon was the same thing. Jordan Fisher was a Reynoldsburg kid. I think there was a Chase at the time who was Reynoldsburg, but Chase moved on. I think he ended up going to St. Charles. I think Junie Mobley was a Reynoldsburg kid, but endeavored to go to a different prep school. So I think looking back on it, I think if you got those guys that all played under Reynoldsburg, I mean, with Toby and Jordan and Brandon and Big Chase. There's a couple of them that I'm missing. John Mobley. I think it would have been a great. We would already been winning states. That's just my opinion. So again, going back to your question, I think if it's the right situation, every family is different. Everybody, my opinion, doesn't have dominion on anybody else that's able going to watch the feed or on now. But again, just I don't want to be long winded. I think it's up to that family to make a decision. But again, it's hard to do in the sports world because some people have different intentions when it comes to this basketball thing. And I think, RB, everything breaks down to primary intent. What's the intent beyond um, your reasoning for wanting to play this game, for putting your child in this game? You
Your
know,
why.
it goes back to Makai just said it, your why. And a lot of people's whys can be disguised and
Or they just don't know their whys. Like they don't know really why they're doing. They just playing just to play. Like certain players, like I know a lot of people that just play basketball just to play. But to me, basketball is just more than the game. Like, cause I've been around it so long. Like all I know is basketball, and there's nothing wrong with that. But there's going to be other things outside of basketball. So just going back to what he was saying, like if it takes other people that route, like going to prep school, just to like want to be great if that's what they want to be. But like, you don't gotta like if you don't want to play basketball to be great, then like that's on you. But just for me as a basketball player, I'm trying to be great. I want to be one of the top NBA players one day when I get there. Like I just don't want to play just to play.
Yeah,
That's not what the game means. The game means so much more just to play it. Nah,
yeah,
yeah, basketball and like all sports are supposed to be fun, but like it's just a certain type of love for it that you gotta have, like that I had. My dad has for the love you got for the game. Like everybody love it in a certain way. But
yeah,
it's gonna take you your love for the game is gonna take you forward.
and I think, RB, real quick, I think that's why I'm glad Makai said that, because the game, and I always, if you watch my content, and shout out to everybody that watches my content, on Instagram, King Roddy
yeah,
3 on
yeah, yeah.
IG.
Yeah, shout
Um,
out to give everything, give all
shout out
that.
to everybody that taps in and doesn't gives acknowledgement and wipes your feet off at the door. I like to say that what wipes your feet off at the door is just showing respect that you came by with hitting that thumbs up, hitting that like button, dropping a comment. I think, but a lot of people, you know. Some people, most people don't, want to give acknowledgement and say that they watch the content. RB, you'd be surprised. I watch so many. I be moving in traffic as my job and things like that. And I'll run into somebody and, trying to share, some of Makai's things or videos. And they'd be like, yeah, I already seen that. And I'll be like, you already seen that? You didn't comment. You didn't like it, and that just goes to show that people are they're watching, and I think you get that too as well. People don't hit that like button, but I think we have to do more of supporting one another, and not just surveilling one another in their endeavors. But I think it was quite evidence as far as what Makai is talking about. This I always put at the end of my videos, blessings to the game, and that's just the game is so abroad. It's more than just basketball. It's what you're doing with your content. Just talking basketball. It's helping a young person when you can. With some encouragement. You know what I mean. With some enlightenment. You know what I mean. It's your own little way of just the. And then what do a lot of people say, the game of life. So it's always just good to just be a blessing to those in the game of life, and just those that want to do something positive, and just in their own little way. So I'll let you two have it for a second real
Yeah,
quick.
yeah. That's I appreciate that. That's what it's all about, man. That's why I do this, man. We all got to give back, man. I feel like I'm giving back in some kind of way. I hope I am. I'll be trying to give. That's why I try to. I hope this is. I hope this is giving you exposure. I hope people is starting to seeing what type of kid you are. Like that's why I'm doing this. This is why I wanted you on here because I've been wanting to highlight you, man. Because
Yes, sir.
I love you, man. I do, man.
Appreciate it.
I want everybody to see what type of person you are, man. And you shining right now, man. Just like you be shining on that court, man. So I
Appreciate
want to talk I want to talk about what happened last year, man.
Okay, it's all good. Nothing personal. It's all good.
Okay. All right. All right. So, um, for everybody who don't know, I don't know if everybody knows what happened in the tournament last year. You know,
Yeah,
Makai,
yeah.
he was suspended for punching another player in the groin area. It made national news. When I when I put this podcast out, I may put the video out just so they can see it. Is that all right? Okay. I want to get
Nah,
your okay before I
the
do that.
video's already out there, so it's like
But
I
yeah,
can't.
yeah, I want you to kind of walk us through like what was going on, like what happened, what led up to that. Can you like just walk us through that incident a little bit?
First and foremost, I just want to apologize to like everybody that it has affected. Like it affected my team in mysterious ways. Like obviously, I couldn't be there and at states with them, and I couldn't be at like the games and none of that. Like, well, I can't be with them physically. I want to apologize to my family too, and I want to apologize to his family, even though I already done all of this. But what I want to say, what led up to that moment, is just like it was just probably like the heat of the battle already too, and like that moment, like after he had already just like kept pushing me off and just keep doing it, and the refs not calling them. I feel like that just caused me to like black out and really just make that dumb decision, even though like I ain't mean for it to be go all like that. Like at the end of the day, like I just play hard. That's just how I play. That's just how my dad taught me how to play. And that's just like, that's the right way to play. Just play hard. Not saying that was the right thing to do, but as I'm saying, like, just a moment in time, like my dad said. But
Yeah,
hey, new season now, no, November 28th.
that's it. That's it, man. Like I
Then they
said,
got to
man.
come see the real killer. After that,
Do y'all play them this year? Are y'all matching up against them?
nah.
Maybe, maybe, maybe if everything lines up on their end, they're not in our conference, uh, but they are Division 1. So if just depends on how everybody does in their regular conference and their seating with the schedule. But it is a possibility that the we might see them again this season. I know it's going to be a different result. And Makai he doesn't have that character. He's never been that way, ever in his basketball journey since I put a ball in his hand. And it was just a moment in time. I know he wishes he gets back. He has back. But again, Makai through one thing I want to put the spotlight on is that um, after that moment, I think it might have been the same night, Makai reached out to Ben's family and Ben on Instagram and issued an apology. And I know Ben's dad said something in the Columbus Dispatch where he said Makai did reach out, but I want to put the spotlight on that where he did and he took the initiative. I know we was just kind of we won the game. We came back. I think we was down 16 or 18 points at that time. We was able to overcome that deficit and win the game. So it was a lot of different emotions. Obviously, me as a dad, never experiencing something like that, was a lot of disappointed. It was definitely disappointing to, sit and watch. Um, but I had my son's back, obviously, through that challenging um, I like to say his crucifixion that he endured. There was a lot of negative comments that was just coming in, pouring in. It was like a whole buffet full of negativity, on social media, and it just showed you through this time who was real, who was really for us. You know what I mean? With my families, from you know. A couple of people in the district, a couple people on the coaching staff was definitely reaching out, coming by, just checking on Makai, making sure Makai was his mental capacity was still intact. Because Makai was he just turned 15 at the time, and for people to say he's a thug and he should be locked up and he shouldn't have an opportunity to play again. I mean, we're in the United States of America. This is the home of second chances and third chances, and not saying that he's going to need a second or third chance, but for grown males, grown females, because I don't think, and let me explain myself when I say grown females and grown males. No grown man, whether it be black or white, who has integrity of being a man will, or a woman will stoop themselves to say something about a 15-year-old, to be that derogatory, to say that he shouldn't, he should be, I mean, it was some comments to say that he should be hung and he should be incarcerated, and arrested, and I don't call those people grown. I don't call them grown male, man or woman. I call them grown males and females, because they were definitely showing their character when talking about a 15-year-old. I think you even said it, RB, on your before we jumped on, as far as like, these are babies. Yeah, they might be in their late teenage years. They might be in their early 20s, but they're still babies. They're still someone's son. They're still someone's brother, someone's cousin, someone's nephew, someone's grandson. You know what I mean? And I think with sports take that notion of, oh, hold up, this is someone's son, this is someone's grandson, this is someone's great nephew, someone's brother, so I think it was real discouraging, and I shielded him away from a lot of the negativity in the comments that was just pouring in, with a lot of people emotionally reacting. So even though Makai emotionally react, like, are those people who were saying those negative things, they wasn't no better, because they wasn't mentally responding. They were emotionally reacting. And they're supposed to be quote unquote grown in careers, and people in great communities, people in good homes and families, and good financial situations. Excuse me, just charging up my phone. I'm gonna bring it over.
Yeah, get it done,
Great
bro.
financial situations that were conducting themselves like I said, like little spoiled brats. Makai didn't mean to intend to hurt or harm, or put Ben in danger or anything like that, who was the recipient of that situation. But there was some pushing off, some, I think Ben even made some gestures towards Makai in the earlier possessions leading up to that moment. I don't want to put the spotlight on Ben or that game, but again, it was heart wrenching to know that there was grown males and grown females. I like to call them, to say, male Jezebels. That was just kind of trying to just fought and make him responsible, that didn't want to give him a second chance. So there was disciplines that was made according to the district. Makai has did his punishment. He took it on the chin, as we like to reference. Makai was a major contributor, and a major reason why there was success that year, that Reynoldsburg had last year. Not the sole reason, but it was definitely a major factor in those moments, in those possessions, that he was able to be fortunate enough to be on the floor, not in only that game, but the games prior leading up. So we're just excited for redemption. I know um, it will be a exciting love hate type of season, especially when we go into those environments. RB, but my family and my circle is just going to be wrapping their arms and praying that we have the covering of the Most High throughout this year, and the favor of the Most High through this journey that we're about to experience here in a few weeks. Like Makai said, I think he said November 28th is the first major game. There might be one this the 21st. I'm not mistaken. That's just off memory. But again, I don't want to be long winded. Forgive me if I am. but I wanted to give clarity and show a little bit of charity as in that response because Makai he's still 15 years old, and so doesn't turn 16 till next February. So again, I hope that brings clarity, and we can kind of move that beyond, and the people that's fortunate enough to receive this can show a little bit of grace and just be able to allow us to move on and continue to do something that he loves to do, which is play basketball.
Yeah, good. I appreciate that, man. Thank you for talking about that. Appreciate that, man. I know that ain't easy to talk about. So, and you taking that well, man. Look, and you got a lot of big matchups coming up this year. So, like that, this incident right here, I'm sure it's it shaped you in a lot of different ways, man, to get you prepared for this. So, you got a big season ahead. What's your thoughts about the season coming up? You got a lot of big matchups with a lot of top guards in the state and around the country. So, how you feel like all the adversity you've been through, how has that prepared you for this upcoming season?
Since March 1st, everything that I've done just has put me face towards all these moments, all these big games coming up. When the occasions here, I'm gonna rise to it. Like I told you, at the end of the day, I'm gonna have to guard them, and they're gonna have to guard me. So I'm not scared to guard anybody. I'm not scared for anybody to guard me. Because at the end of the day, you gotta guard me. Like I ain't a problem.
Okay, that's it right there, man. I love it. I
And
love it, man.
that's a good problem, man. I think just one thing I've taught my sons through this game is just be confident in your abilities. That's one thing that you know uh, I've always told my sons to just believe and expect. They know what that is. They know what that means, and that entails creating our own language together and create my own language with my sons. But you gotta have confidence in this game. You know what I mean? And I'm glad that he not only feels like that, but he works like that. RB, that's the biggest thing. I think a lot of people you can ask in Reynoldsburg if they're being honest, from the coaching staff to the teachers, to just anybody that's been fortunate enough to watch Makai play up into this duration of his life. He works hard. He plays hard. I mean, there's not too many possessions that he takes off, and that's through the game. That's through scrimmages. That's through open gyms. That's through conditioning drills, through practices. Whether it be on the track, whether it be just in the weight room. He's very very charismatic and he's very very magnetic and he has a great charming personality, and he's very very confident in his abilities, man. And I think that's a when you package all that in, you're really um, in those ingredients, you're really going to get a good baked and good dish to digest. And I think it's going to be a lot of people that's going to because he is a hard worker, because he is a dedicated leader in his respective amongst his respective peers. I think a lot of people will be excited and leaving out the gym satisfied, just because he's not going to cheat the game. He doesn't cheat the game at all. When no one's looking, he doesn't cheat the game, and he's not going to cheat the game when people are looking. So that's kind of like a good double dose, man. Sort of like the two D's in my last name, man. And I think it's a good privilege to have. And I'm just excited to watch, man. I just really am. I'm excited to watch it and see how it all plays out this season. And we're excited, man. Yeah.
Okay, all right. I ain't gonna keep you on here too much longer, man. I got a couple more questions for you, man. Just last thing, I see you've been working with Trey Burke, um, a, a, another our local point guard. You know, what's that mean to you, man? And what's his influence on you and his mentorship? Like, how's that helped your game so far? Like, what has he brought to you, and what have you learned from him?
It's a blessing first of all. Like it truly is being like because a lot of players don't get to like work with like a person that was in the NBA at the highest level. Excuse me. And I've been learning a lot from him, especially these past couple 6 to 8 weeks. Like he's been teaching me more how to like be a point guard and try to like keep attacking more so like the defense stops you and just a lot of other things that's gonna help me point guard get better and stuff because he was a point guard at the next level. But Trey, he always liked to score, and that's literally like how my game is. So like I can modify like what he did to what I do right now. So he's just helping me in that certain area, and it's really a blessing for real. Like it is, thanks
Yeah.
to OG. But
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
thank
for
you, man.
sure.
I think I think Trey has been it's just been a delight that God in the game has brought us on one accord, to be able to find a little bit of joy, a lot of joy in Trey's role as a mentor towards Makai, in his basketball journey. They really have a lot of similarities. Um, if you peel back the layers, Trey wasn't a highly recruited player coming out. I mean, through his first 2 years of high school, he really wasn't. I mean, it really wasn't highly ranked here in the state of Ohio. In his first 2 years of high school, through his middle school years of high school, but just through perseverance, hard work, and commitment and passion towards the game, I think that's what a lot of those similarities that him and Makai share. So it's just been a real delight to see. I like to call him three. You know, and he's a legend in the state. He's a legend here in the city. And it's just been a real joy, and I'm excited to see how that relationship continues to develop over time. I'm really excited to see, uh, you know, how Makai, some of Trey's teachings and things that he's sharing with Makai, how Makai applies it, because it's one thing, RB, and I think this is one thing that's helped Makai in his journey outside of Trey. Excuse me, outside of Trey is just we want our young athletes and our sons to listen. To listen, it's imperative that they listen. But I think it's another part that a lot of people failed to mention, which is just as vital, RB, is to not only listen, but to apply. You have to listen and you have to apply some of the things that you're talking. Now, if somebody's trying to give you some bad advice to, cause detrimental to your life journey, you shouldn't apply those things. You shouldn't apply. But someone that's gonna really help you, who's experienced it, who's seen it, just sort of like Trey Burke, at all levels. I mean, from here locally to statewide to national and to NBA and to global. Trey's seen it on every level. So I'm excited to see what Makai applies that Trey gives Makai. And it's been a real helpful joy in those situations. And not only Trey, but guys like, excuse me, pardon me, guys like Drew Lavender. We can't forget about the legendary Drew Lavender, who's been a young mentor to Makai through these years. You know, your Esteban Weavers, who's been able to give out some jewels at those appointed times throughout Makai's life. If you ever know about Esteban Weaver and Lavender, I mean, those are names, and it's household names here in the city. A Lamont Barnes, who's been able to be a blessing to Makai and my oldest son Brandon, with giving out some good words of encouragement, some enlightenment, to help them on their way. So we want to just give out respect to those fellas that has been a great influence that is a part of Makai's journey. So again, those are four big time names, man. Here in the city of Columbus and Ohio basketball history. So we're fortunate enough be to rub elbows and shake hands and text and have conversations and phone conversations with those guys. I mean, so I think though this will be really exciting. Again, for going back to Trey, just to see what Makai, how he's able to apply what Trey Burke has been able to give thus far in his journey.
Yeah, man. You just named the gods, man. them was the gods right there, man. You named all of them, man. So all Trey, Drew, Esty, Lamont. So that's Columbus. That's Columbus basketball right there, man. Makai, we're
Yeah,
gonna be saying that's Makai next. So
yeah,
you
yeah,
you
yeah.
Lord
you
willing.
walking with the guys, man. So I always my little nickname for you, I was calling you Baby Brunson, man. But I see you had a little thing where you had VJ Edgecombe, like, and I start thinking like, man, it's like Kai got a little bit more bounce than Brunson, man. It's like, so is VJ Edgecombe is who you think your game is, who you think your game who do you resemble your game after in the league, and who's your favorite player?
I wouldn't say like who I like modify it as, but like my favorite player has been like for the last couple years has been Jason Tatum a lot, and like a lot after I just start watching Starting Five and seeing like, all of these guys and like what they do outside of basketball to basketball. My like game that I've been trying to like study is like kind of like Shay's because like I like how he just gets like into his defenders to create his like his jump shot so he could get, he like to get to the free throw line a lot. And I've just been like trying to work on that with my dad. So like easier, like it's gonna be easier to create that contact and focus on the finish and like make it because he efficient at free throws. Like so I would just say Shay.
Okay, all right. Shay's your favorite player. That's who he reminds you of. Like
That's why I like
that's who.
I've
Okay,
been modifying.
Tatum is your favorite player.
Yeah, Tatum my favorite player for sure.
This
I
man,
don't care
listen, man.
about the NBA. He's still one of my
Hey,
favorites.
hey, man. Look, man. This is what I knew I loved you, man. Like I love Tatum. Tatum is my favorite player, man. I've been telling people, man, when he got
Oh,
hurt last year, man, that I
that
about cried, man. I'm like,
I
I
just
had
see
been.
I was watching Starting Five, and I just when I had to watch him and Tyrese both get hurt, I was just like, man, because like that happened in the same series, and them is like guys that I love to watch. Like if I'm not really watching a lot of NBA, I'm still gonna watch those guys, like because those are the like guys that go out there and make the game just so much better because they're like the stars for their team, and that's one of the levels I'm trying to get at. So it can be me, and I can have a kid like me saying, "Oh, Makai, dang, it was devastating." Like, not saying I want to get hurt, just saying like, just
Nah,
seeing
nah.
him. That's my favorite, one of my favorite players. Like, I want people to think of me as that.
Yeah, for sure, man. I'm oh man, I'm glad you love Tatum, man. I love Tatum. I'll be
Tatum
people hate
Fire.
on Tatum, man. Tatum is his
He's a
game.
dog,
His footwork is crazy, ain't
yeah, especially for being 6'9", 6'10". Yeah.
Oh my my dude said he said you got the Tatum edge up too.
Hey, shout out to Chief, man. Shout out to Chief. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's happening, Cap? Shout out to you, man. Blessings. Appreciate you tapping in.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but like I said, man, I ain't gonna keep you on here too much longer, man. I appreciate y'all coming on, man. Thank you, man. I thank y'all so much, man. I just want to give a couple little final thoughts, man. Kai, like any talk to the young boys out here. You got any words of encouragement for them? Things you like to say to them, and just talk to the young people, man, and tell them about your journey and some words of encouragement for them.
Well, one thing I just want to say is like, if you got like a dad like mine, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a dad, it could be like a brother, a mother, like somebody like a friend that's willing to help you to like get better, to get you like where you need to be, like to get you to the gym, get you to like the park. wherever. Just appreciate it, like, cause how you don't know how long they're gonna be here for, like how long they're gonna keep doing that for you. Like sometimes, like I may be blinded, like dang, my dad's too hard on me sometimes. But like when I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I'd rather him be hard on me now and then us be in the future later, kick back, laid up, chilling. Like we not having to worry about problems. Like you feel me? Like I would just say, just listen. Like listening is all that matters. Like, and once you really lock in, like stay away from the bad crowd, stay away from friends that don't want the best for you. Just like don't feel like being born right now is a bad thing. Cause like it's like my dad always just told. I told him the other day, I'd rather be bored now and then having fun later when I'm up there, like when I'm at the top of the mountain. So I would just say, stay focused, listen to the person that's riding with you through all times, like my dad is, and just make sure you focus, make sure like you want this for real. So like it's not, oh, do I really want this 1 foot in, 1 foot out, like mentality, like really for you to be helped with by the person that you with. I just want to say don't take it for granted.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man, I appreciate that, man. Roddy, man, can you give us a little message to the parents and the coaches? Just give us a message just to prepare us for the basketball world and just some words of encouragement from you.
No, yeah, absolutely, man. I think there's a multitude of things I can say. I think the most important thing is to just as a parent, again, don't be in it for the instant gratification of it now, man. I like to say stay in the oven with it, on a nice 200, 225 temperature. You know what I mean? You don't want to be in the microwave with this process, man. And because I've seen a lot of people come and go in this thing. And you know, it, some people will call it burnouts, you know what I mean, or just kind of fall off. And that's a real thing, So just be strategic, be consistent in your journey, whether they support you or not, because a lot of people, I mean, social media has become the new, uh, I like to say back in the day, growing up, you had people that would climb through trees and, would be looking through the people's windows and stuff like that. And but social media is the new, and they call those things back in the day. RP, you heard of these people? It's called peeping toms. You know what I mean? And I think that might discourage you because people ain't supporting you. People, you want the people that you really, really love and admire that you would hope to support. Um, it might be discouraging, man, but just don't go bankrupt in love. Don't go bankrupt in your passion. Don't go bankrupt in your joy for what you want to endeavor to do with your child, whether it be son or daughter. I think you got to stay on Progression Boulevard through it all. And then if you're able to stay on Progression Boulevard, you always be able to eventually turn on Always Producing Avenue. Like I like to say, man. And I think just stay true to what you want to do. What's your primary intent? What's your why of why you're doing it? Whether if it might come through, somebody in your community, somebody might be in your area that might not be believing in you, not might but be believing in what you think your son's capabilities are. That's discouraging in itself, but just keep going. Find a way. Not everybody might not let you in the gym. You might have to go outside. Find a way. Get in the basement. Be out. I mean, I've done it all. I don't get a lot of we don't get a lot of gym access. Even now. But we find a way. I found a way through the years of just trying to keep my boys um,
On
uh,
top of the
on,
game.
on top in their respective communities, on top of their local sides of town, and that will carry over through through your cities, your respective states, but there is going to be a lot of challenging times. It's going to take a lot of resources and sacrifices, man. But I think
It's gonna be worth it.
I think in the end it'll be worth it. It's a bond that you can never that can't be broken. Um, and don't let anybody, the naysayers, the doubters, I like to say the biggest supporters of your marketing team, which is your haters, don't let them try to come in between you and your son or your daughter. That's a big thing here in our communities too, as well. And one would ask why, but that's just the way it is. It doesn't have to be that way, but hopefully, there's been something that's been said that has been encouraging to you that you can grab from this interview tonight. That you can take on your own personal journeys with your own son or your own daughter. I think again, if you trust in your abilities, you trust in your talent, you're keeping God first. I think everything else will work itself out. And always remember this: you're only delayed, you're
Never deny.
never denied. So keep that in mind, man. That you're only delayed, you're never denied. I think that's encouraging in this whole process to keep in remembrance and know that you're gonna go through it and just persevere, press on for the ones that like you and the ones that don't. There and don't let their opinions have dominion over how you operate because someone's opinion can change the course of how someone perceives you to be. And it's just unfortunate. That's how it is in our society. But don't be afraid to if you see me in public, you see me, you want to reach out. Uh, I'm open. I'm welcoming. You want to talk to Makai. We're approachable. I like that's the better word. We're approachable. So I think that's it. I don't want to be long winded, RB, but
Yeah,
hopefully something was said, man, that can bring
yeah,
some encouragement and some enlightenment to someone's journey through their journey of just believing in their sons, their talents, and their abilities.
yeah, yeah. Hey man, I appreciate y'all, man. Give everybody y'all's Instagram and y'all's everything, anywhere where they can find y'all, where they can look y'all
Uh,
up.
Kai with the shifts.10 on Instagram, and that's pretty much it. That's the only thing I be using.
Yeah, I'm about to transition over to Twitter. I mean, excuse me,
X.
X now, formerly known as Twitter. Um, but yeah, Makai's on Max Preps. For any coaches that want to see him, he's on Max Preps. You can obviously search Mehki Roddy. Um, I'm on. You can also find a lot of Makai's content on King Roddy 3 on IG. Um, uh, and I think that's where you can find a lot of his content. Don't hesitate to drop a message. Tell me that you came through. Hit the like button. Drop a comment. And I think that's where you can find us at right now on social media platforms. But Max Preps, a lot of content on there, and a lot of content of Makai's up to date. Excuse me, Makai's up to date recent highlights and all things Makai on King Roddy 3.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I'll put all that stuff in the description, man. It'll all be up there. So if y'all need to find them, man, I'll make sure I put all that on the description for the program. I appreciate y'all, man. I told you, man, we could talk forever, man. This ain't gonna be the last time we talk. I'm gonna see y'all at the games, and we gonna talk after the games. We gonna have some interviews after the games, get some live action interviews, get some after game reactions and everything. This ain't gonna be the last time we talk. So everybody who tuned in, thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for
Shout
supporting
out
us. Yeah,
Shout
man.
out to
Thank y'all.
Berg basketball. Shout out to Berg basketball. Shout out to the coaching
BBE.
staff. Shout out to the players over there, McKinney, Jordan, Bowens. Shout out to them boys. Expect a good, a great Rashad, all the fellas. Am I missing anybody? Braylon, everybody.
Braylon, Shad, Peyton,
Hey, and shout out to all the
David, all
Bird.
them guys. Shout out to all my
Shout out to their
teammates.
families. Shout out to the coaching staff, man. Bird, basketball is on the way en route. And blessings to the game.
Blessed to the game. We out.
That's it. That's it, man. I appreciate y'all, man. It's RDB21. It's like my man said, blessings to the game. See you when I get there. One.
One.
All right, boy.
Peace, man.